Welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Firth here, one of the founding Field Advisory Board members with Numi, and it's my pleasure to be your MC today. We're just setting up the Zoom room as we speak. For those that are logged in the Zoom room, please type in exactly where you're watching us from. For those people who are on YouTube, feel free to type a comment in there as well. We are live streaming simultaneously to both locations. We've got some exciting events information happening today. With that in mind, we've got a 60-second countdown. That's an opportunity for you to make sure the people who you've invited are here in the room. In the meantime, type in where you're watching us from in the chat. All right, welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that do not speak English, did you know that we actually have translations and captions at the very same time? So have a quick listen to this.
Untuk mengaktifkan terjemahan bahasa Indonesia, silakan klik caption di panel laptop atau handphone Anda semua.
Para poder obtener la traducción en español, es necesario hacer clic en el menú de Zoom y elegir la opción Subtítulos en español.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，请按屏幕底下的 CC 按钮，选择中文。此功能仅适用于直播。
Bonjour, bienvenue à cet événement Numi. Vous pouvez activer les sous-titres dans votre langue en cliquant sur Sous-titres au bas de l'écran. Veuillez noter que cette option fonctionne uniquement dans la salle Zoom en direct. Merci et bonne écoute.
大家好，如果你想看字幕，請按屏幕底下嘅 CC 按鈕選擇中文。呢個功能淨係適用於直播。
Alrighty, welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. Just setting my language to English. We can see people are logged in right around the world. We have Arizona, Colorado, Perth, Western Australia, New Zealand, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, Toronto, Canada, Florida, Canada, Indonesia, Montreal, Indonesia, California. We've got people logged on forever. I could keep reading, but there's so many. If you are excited about the new Neuro launch that's hitting your business like a storm worldwide, type in Neuro in the chat. And if you're excited about the new Command Center app, type in the word app. I tell you what, things are going berserk in the business right now, and it's really exciting. So today, we're really blessed that we're going to have a members night event, and we're going to hear some exciting announcements from Sergio, our head of sales. Having said all of that, we're also going to hear from Steve Scott, our founder, first up. So with that in mind, don't click any buttons for just 1 second, Keith, because I need to make sure I can find him. Here he is. So please welcome our founder. Whoop, it just moved again. Hang on a sec. Our founder, Steve Scott. Whoop, it moved again. Don't press the buttons, whatever you do.
And I'm really excited about Neuro. I've been on calls all day, and I started to just slip a little bit. It was a marriage counseling call, and incredible Christian couple. I mean, really. He is a sharpshooter with this California SWAT team, and just a neat guy. And he's finally left because he said, Steve, I can't win. If I pull the trigger, I'm going to get suspended and investigated, and that'll go on for years. And if I don't pull the trigger, and I should have pulled the trigger, then I'm going to get suspended, terminated, and all through it's a crud. He says it's a can't win position. And So God got him out of it. He couldn't get out of it. So I just hung up with that couple, but as they were talking, I was starting to lose a little bit of my focus. And here it is. Just poured it in this nice little serving cap, right down, swish for about 60 seconds, and I'm alive. I could go on for hours now. In fact, I did go on for an hour with them. So, but what I'm talking about right now, I will tell you, I love this. It works. I just now it's one more thing I carry. I just got back from a little trip where I celebrated my sister's 80th birthday. It was August 5th. Just got back last night. And I used to just pack two products, the spray and our NutraSwish. And now I have to take this. I have to. And I love it so much. What I like about this is it's very quickly demonstrable. Now you can demonstrate the skincare pretty easy. You just spray one hand, don't spray the other hand of somebody. Tell them to let it dry and then talk to them 10 minutes later and say, now feel the difference in the texture. That's a nice demonstration. Plus you can show before and afters that knock everybody's socks off. For those of you that don't know, I always lead with before and afters because that puts the conversation in a whole new level of belief. And, but I know how to, and then I also lead with Bill Gillespie's story. And I show the little chart of he breaks the world record when he's 49 years old, and then it's downhill, downhill, downhill. Then he gets on Swish and whoop, goes right back up, 40% more weight at 62 than he lifted when he was 49. And so I lead with things like that. And of course, I'll show the Bill Gillespie. The other day, I showed the pilot video. My cousin is that 747 captain that made all those international crossings for 27 years. And he tells how it changed the way he flies. And it was amazing, the breakthrough for him and for his family. So I pull our videos. I know how to use our videos. I know how to create curiosity. You know, I always carry one of these. Look at that. I always carry one of those in my briefcase on airplanes. And I can start a conversation just with, hey, can I just show you something for 2 minutes and get your opinion? They always say yes. Have you ever seen before and afters like that? This is a new product that is a biotech breakthrough, and it's not a procedure. It's not a drug. It's a little spray. It feels just like water. But look at that, 7 weeks. Here's an 84-year-old in, it says 2 months, but in reality, it was 1 month. Here's an 85-year-old in 10 weeks. That was his hand. And I start going, here's a 60-year-old, and look at the difference. And I always get, wow, how does it do that? And we're off to the races. Or if I know somebody works out, I'll tell them the Bill Gillespie story. And all this stuff is so easy to come up in conversation. What I like about this, and I don't know how many of you on the call have sampled it yet, because I know we're taking our time to roll it out. We're rolling it out as fast as we can get approvals. I know I'm looking at my friends down under, and you're all, it's so funny on this, on my screen, the three of you are all next to, it's four, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's four of you, but it's Prue and Greg on one screen, and then Phoebe and Aaron on two different screens. It's coming very, very soon, like very soon. So Serge will tell you about that. Then we're going to have it in Asia. Then we're going to have it in Latin America, and we're going to have it in Europe in time for Ryan and I. We're going to Hungary, Spain, and now we just added Amsterdam. The week after my daughter gets married. So it's like starting September 11th, and it'll be there. There'll be but what I like about this, you don't have to explain the word glutathione. You can say there's a new breakthrough brain product, but I would start with a question, and I'm about to be done with this. But I always like to ask questions. Did you get COVID? Okay, so now Can Prue and Greg open up their mic? Michael? No, nobody can open up their mic. Okay, so you can just nod your head. Did you guys get COVID? No, you didn't. Phoebe, did you? Yes, I remember you getting it, even though Perth was completely shut down because one or two people came into the city from someplace else with COVID. I guess 12 people came in that had COVID and they shut the whole thing down. I remember people complaining about that, but you got it. And then I would ask, do you still have a hard time struggling with looking for words that you've forgotten or names? Just kind of a fog that continues even though you're over the COVID. Did you have any brain fog? Okay, she's nodding yes. Do you know most people nod yes? I have something that gets rid of brain fog. I'm a writer, and writers use words. I've written over 1,000 television scripts. I've written 15 books. And what drives me nuts is when there's a word and I just can't, I know it starts with a C. Well, circumvent was the word I was looking for, see? And a non-circumvent clause in a contract. And I could not get that. And it drives me crazy because I've always had a great vocabulary and a good recall. Guess what? This changes everything. And it doesn't take a year, doesn't take a week, doesn't take a day, doesn't take an hour. It changes things in 5 to 10 minutes. Really? Yeah, you want to try it? Here, we'll ask the flight attendant for a new glass. She brings them a new glass. I take this off, pour a little bit in. Okay, now you swish it like a mouthwash for a minute. I'll tell you when. They'll swish. Now, that's how hard. I didn't have to get into glutathione. I didn't have to get into science. How does it do that? Well, it actually has some products that are great for the brain. In fact, it's endorsed by the American Brain Council, an independent group that focuses on what older people go through with their brain. I'll be 76, and I got to tell you, I've always been ADD, so I always lose things, but I'm losing them a little more often, and this really helps. You want to try it. So I really like that it does a very quick sample. Okay, that's not what I'm supposed to talk about. What am I supposed to talk about? I'm only supposed to talk for 2 more minutes, and here it is. Most of you know we have an associate who got on the product, and she happens to be an equestrian competitor in Calgary, Canada. And she competes. She's over the fences and all that stuff. And she's good. She's taken first place in a couple of events recently. But she was on NutraSwish. And she thought, wow, this is so incredible for me. I wonder what would happen if I put my horse on it. So she puts her horse on it, and he starts performing at a level that he hadn't performed at for a long time, and she starts winning. Wow. Other riders say, what are you doing with your horse? So she shows him. Now, literally in a single season, a few months, there's already over 340 horses that are on this product. There's an equine vet in Calgary, Canada, who's stocking all the products. He's giving hers to the lady horses. He's giving this to the boy horses. He will not give that to the lady horses. Why? Because they go kind of crazy. They go a little bit wild. They get a lot more energy in their brain and they want to work it off. So they're being careful on that. But they give NutraSwish to all the horses. And then the vets are using it in different ways. Well, now that's well and good, but now I've got to tell you realities. We are not a product made for horses. We are made for humans. And any use, now I know a lot of you have used it with your pets. I've heard stories of, 15-year-old dogs that can't get up the stairs, all of a sudden going up the stairs like puppies again and jumping on the bed when they couldn't do it. I've heard lots and lots of those stories, pet stories. Now I've heard horse stories, and I've seen remarkable pictures, but we are not an animal product. Those are what are called off-label uses. And the company cannot endorse or encourage any off-label use. So I'm telling you, we are not endorsing what's going on in Calgary. We are not encouraging what's going on in Calgary. I am meeting with the vet who now stocks the product, and he's used it with a lot of horses. I'm going to gather information. So at some point, I can hand over that information, and we can create some animal products that are specifically for animals. So that's the reality. So please don't be out there telling everybody to use it with their cats, dogs, and horses. We can't stop you. This isn't a communist country where we control speech, even though there are a lot of people in America today that want to control speech. I'm hearing ridiculous things. Pray for America. If you like the alliance between your countries and America, pray for America. We need prayer. Without prayer, we'll be a second-rate nation. We will be a third world nation within 4 years. It's that radical. We've got a couple of in my opinion, Marxists running for president. And so anyway, but just pray for us. Okay, enough of that. What happened was her name got out, the lady in Canada, and guess what? She's harvesting. Well, 2 days ago, she had 94 NUMMI members call her to ask how to use it with their horses. Please don't call her. She has a life. She has her NUMMI business. She has an equestrian business. She has a family. And all she's been doing this last week is talking to horse owners. And it's not fair. Can you imagine if you were called by 94 different individuals daily? It would mess pretty soon you'd change your phone number. And then everybody'd be saying, why did you change your phone number? So please don't call her. If you have questions, ask your uplines. The uplines can ask their diamonds, and their diamonds can ask me. And it'll get back to you sooner or later, any knowledge we have. But please don't call our gal in Calgary. Now, understand her spirit. She said, Steve, I want to help people. I love horses, and I love people who love horses. Phoebe was quite a horse person, and she loved her horses. But that's not, she can't do it. So I'm running interference. I'm grateful. She didn't tell me to make this announcement. Keith Chazon, her upline, let Michael know, and then Michael let me know what was going on. So I called her, apologized to her, and she said, no apology necessary. I can understand everybody's perspective. It's just not what I do for a living, and it's not what I do for a family. So we'll say if you have a question, get it to your diamond ultimately, and they can send me an email, and I will try to answer questions. But we are not an animal product. We are a human product, and we do not want to, there'll be a time we're going to work on animal products. We've decided that because it's gone like this, just off of one person. And so we don't want to be stupid, but we want to do everything. We want to be within the right regulations and the right countries and everything. We don't want to threaten our business because we've encouraged something that we're not supposed to encourage. So with that, that's enough said. I took way too much time. I apologize. We have our science call tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain and 8 p.m. Eastern. We're back in the saddle doing that. So please, okay. I saw somebody and it's not who I thought it was. Okay. Michael and Keith, do you have anything you would like me to cover or add? See, you can tell I love dogs. See, that's the dog I love more than any other dog I've ever had. He's up there. Of course, there's mom and dad. And so I understand wanting, I wish I'd had this product before I lost my dog. So anyway, okay, Michael, Keith, anything?
Thanks, Steve. Actually, we're going to hand straight back to Sergio now, our head of sales, who's going to announce some exciting information about our incentive trips.
Good.
That's correct. Thank you, Steve, for your time, and thank you for educating us. And yeah, just to add to that, it's very part of the integrity of the business in general is to respect the uplines. You know, we want to do two things. As leaders, we always want to empower those people who work closely with us. And as we are working directly with leaders, we want to edify our leaders. So that is something that we take very seriously in the industry. And we know that at NUMMI, we have the 1, 2, 3 program where you really work with them. And we know that so many people are willing to help, but that's just a quick overall general reminder of the importance of both not only empowering as a leader, but also following your leaders and edifying your leaders. So I want to talk a little bit about the trips. Many of you that are diamonds for the diamond trip I've already seen a few emails go out today, so you should be starting to receive an invitation to attend our cruise in October. Please fill out the form and get that back to us as soon as you can so that we can finalize all of the things we need to on our end. And I can guarantee you that Rachel is planning some very special things for this. We're very excited to join all of you. And also, speaking of trips, we have the Great Achieve trip that we'll talk a little bit about today. I'm excited to share some updates on that and some tools we're going to add to the app tomorrow so that you will have more clarity on how this works. But NUMMI is not only a great opportunity, we have great products. We're a heart-led company. We have a great founder. And here we're very dedicated. And now we've added, we not only have a retreat for the diamonds, but we have a training trip that's for leaders and upcoming leaders. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Some quick announcements about the app before I dive into those details about it. The Achieve trip is the promotion that we launched in July for the app. It has been extended. So what does that mean exactly? Well, you can have the orders and enrollments that are placed via the app will receive the 10% extra commission. So take advantage of that. That will extend through August now. And we want to make sure that you're aware of it. I also have an update for you. There's been questions as to the app and the ability in other countries and so forth. When is the app going to be available in the next phase of countries? Well, I have a fresh off the press update for you here. And let me just open it so that I don't miss any of the countries that will be added to the list. I had it ready, but let me add it just to be safe. And here we go, my friends. So this is a message that Ryan sent me earlier today and wanted to announce that the next countries that will have the app available are United Kingdom, Switzerland, Sweden, Poland, New Zealand, Italy, Hong Kong, Guatemala, Germany, Austria, Singapore, Nigeria, and South Africa. That is expected to be available this week. So look out for that. And we are constantly looking for the activity and the demand for the next markets. But that's great news to also be able to use the app for this extension of promotion. I'm going to share my screen now with you guys just to show you what we're going to have on the app tomorrow for your view. But we created a document that's going to really help you understand this Achieve a little bit better. So let me just share my screen. Let me know. I'm sharing it now. It's good to go?
Yep. Good to
Can we all see that? Perfect. So these documents will be in your back office in your app tomorrow. We will have this already in English and Spanish. But this is just an overview of how the Achieve qualifications work. It's very simple to look at. As you can see, just a quick reminder, the period when it started was July and it goes through the end of this year, December 31st. This is open to all members. All those who sign up during these dates are eligible to earn points for this period. So I want to clarify just a few things. How does it work? It's enrollment opportunity, but you can also gain points by rank advancement. But overall, this is personal enrollment reward that you will get as a sponsor. That's why I'm going back to what I was talking about before. We talk about the retreat for the diamonds, but now we have a training trip that's going to be in 4 parts of the world, 4 different regions, and I can go over that really quick, just as a reminder. For Latin America, Mexico included, we have Costa Rica. For North America, Canada and United States will be going to Las Vegas. For Europe, we will be going to Croatia. And of course, for the Pacific, we will be going to Thailand. So these are just some of the places where this trip will be taken. You'll find more details as we get ahead and get account for numbers. We're working on the locations specifically. But depending on the region, we're looking at either March, April. In some cases, we've had requests to look at some specific dates so that they can enjoy the nice weather. But how does it work? So let's get to it. If I enroll somebody, as a sponsor for the personal enrollment, I will get 1 point for every enrollment with 100 QV order or more of a new enrollee, okay? So what happens? What does it mean to get 2 points for auto ship, as it says on this? As a sponsor, that person that I signed up today has a recurring order or an auto ship order that goes out next month of at least 100 QV or more, you will receive 2 points for that. So that's how it works. This is a reward that you're getting for affiliating, sponsoring new members. And as they're placed the volume and as the orders go, you'll get the reward. When there is a rank advancement for the people that this is where it's a little bit different. So let's say that I've been a member that signed up last year. I'm going to hit a brand new rank for the very first time. Paid for the very first time, I'm going to get 10 points, okay? For a frontline rank, for a personally sponsored, this is what it means. So this will also apply. So any individual directly enroll under them, this is talking about the enrollment tree. So if you have a rank advancement there as a sponsor, you will get 10 points, a direct sponsor. And what does it mean? We have a special incentive with the enrollment with the quarterly pack. So I either get the 1 point for 100 QV or more, or if I enroll someone with a quarterly pack, I get 5 points up front. Now, I'm going to get into questions in a minute here, frequently asked questions, and I'll explain more in detail what that means. But this is the base plan, and the conditions are simple. Your orders must be made within the qualification period, be in accepted status and not returned. Points will be automatically deducted for any return orders. And then here are the rewards. We've actually added one more since the convention, and this is actually really cool. So for 40 points, anybody that gets to 40 points will get a NUMMI branded swag item sent to them. When you get to 100 points, you receive an airfare voucher for 300 USD. When you get to 150 points, you get a hotel accommodation for 1 room. And if you make it to 200 points, which is the new part that we included post-summit, you get a travel voucher for 300 USD. Now let's talk a little bit more about the FAQ. So these are just some of the questions that we've received since convention. And this will be a very good reference. So I won't read all of them, but I'll look at some of them. So it says, can I attend an event outside my assigned region? Trips are specific region assigned. Can I pay to attend? The answer is no. This is a nerd trip based on qualification points. However, we are looking at some possibilities, but you have to meet a certain criteria for that. This is something that you earn as you go. So let's go to another one. Do I receive points for my personal auto ship order? No, the personal orders do not award points. The only time you will get points rewarded to you again is for your own personal first time paid as rank advancement, okay? Can all members participate, including the ones that were enrolled before July 1st? Yes, all members can participate. However, new enrollments will only award points for those enrolled during the qualification period, meaning July through December of 2024. How can I earn 10 points for my rank advancement? By achieving a new paid rank during the qualification period. Do I need to be commission active during the entire qualification period? Yes. A member must be commissions qualified and on good terms with the company. Very important. Let me just make sure this is on here. What happens if I've earned points, but not enough to cover the cost? Everyone wins. With just 40 points, you earn a NUMMI branded swag item. If you reach at least 100 points, you earn the transportation vouchers. And then here we decided you can contact events@nummi.com to get detailed information on possible buying options for the hotel. But here's the minimum point to be considered for that is 100 points, okay? But why not go for the 200? Might as well get the two $300 vouchers and the hotel covered. Great, you know, so that's a great way to work together. And we're going to put a lot of emphasis into these training programs. Will be with the local leadership. Corporate will also be their training. So this is something we're very excited about. And we know that it's going to benefit the members, continue to create culture for us. And we're excited to see you all in these special locations next year. If you have further questions, feel free to email events@nummi.com. We can always, these are just general FAQs. A lot of these we received post-summit in the first month. And so they're pretty straightforward, but if there could always be questions that come up, and we're more than glad to answer those, okay? And having said that, Mike, I turn the time back to you. Look for these documents on your back office, your app tomorrow at the latest. And again, you'll have them in English and Spanish. They're already ready to go and ready to be posted. So we can run with this. All right, guys? A pleasure to greet all of you. And it's really an honor to be part of this wonderful company. We're excited for what we're planning together alongside of you. And thanks again for joining us this week.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sergio. And one final promotion too, guys. Last week, you'll know we said we're going to have a testimonial competition, and in the NUMMI New You group, people started putting some testimonials in. There's a few in there, which are great, but we're going to extend it to next week because some of you may not have realized we want your testimonials. So if you could put, I don't care if your testimonial's been in there before. We have a competition running right now for the next 7 days. We'll draw the winner, Sergio, next week. Get the testimonials in. If you're smart, you'll go to your group and start to get their testimonials in, because where is the #1 place that you know that you can screenshot a testimonial and you know 100% that it is actually compliant and been checked by corporate, so there's no chance of perpetuating something out of compliance? NUMMI New You. All the other groups are team-specific groups. This is the only one run by the company. So get your testimonials on there. If you've got testimonials in other groups, that's awesome. Add them in there as well so everyone can access those, and that will enter you into the competition. So as Steve said at the start, and oh, that's a good point. Someone typed in NUMMI New You. So it's NUMMI New You. Some people were adding their testimonials to NUMMI members, and we rejected them and said, put them in the right group. So NUMMI New You is the one for the testimonials, not NUMMI members. And as Steve said earlier, he'll be online with the breakthrough tomorrow. So let's pack that out, and you'll see more alerts and promotional information coming out of the app in the next few days, as we're just turning the heat up on that as well. So